I have never heard this before. So in the NFL, if one team's headsets aren't working in the stadium for whatever reason, the other team isn't allowed to use headsets. And you're saying in high school football in California where you're at, if one team has a kicker and another team has a worse kicker, the team with the worst kickers ought to say, yep, not allowed to use kickers today? What type of communist football are you guys playing over there in California?
It's super common. It's happening like all over the Northwest because of like the declining numbers in football. So we're seeing it a lot more, but yeah, like it's all sub-varsity. So varsity doesn't have the option, but I mean, JV, I mean, dude, they're like literally just slowly phasing it out. My dad's been reffing football for like 30 years. He does college as well. And he was saying that he says in the next 10 years, he doesn't think college is going to have it.
Yeah, but sub-varsity, those kids stink. So nobody has a really good kicker anyways, because if he had a good kicker to be up there on varsity, you're saying...
I mean, but where are the kids going to learn to kick? You can't, I mean, if you can't kick on JV, I mean, you got to kick somewhere.
I think if you're a JV kicker, you should invest your time in soccer to become a stronger leg, so then you make varsity at some point.
I appreciate that. And then,
but I had no idea this was happening, by the way. I had no idea there was a war on the brand like this so much where you can opt out of kicking balls.
So it's not just kickoffs, it's field goals too?
And extra.
And punting?
Yeah. You can it's like you just go for 2 the entire game, or you just get automatically assessed 1 point after the end of the touchdown.
We'll just take the 1. Just give us the 1. What type of crap is California running over there? This is a competitive sport where there are advantages and disadvantages for the personnel that you have. And now California's like, well, this team doesn't have a, so you can't have a. Get the hell out of here, California. Hey. I'm not a guy that says California should leave the union. I'm not a guy that says that. I'm not a guy that makes fun of California for having 90% tax rates and everything like that. I like California. I enjoy the sun. I enjoy the humans. I like the way it is out there. But this right here is making me teeter on the edge of hating that entire state.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's crazy. I mean, I'm watching it as a ref. It's crazy. And then if I may pick your guys' brain about one thing about these NFL refs, and as Ty likes to say, stink. Dude, these refs this year have been absolute like trash for the NFL. I mean, when like pregame meetings for referees, it's like you always want to talk about let's not throw a bunch of flags this game. Let's let them play. We'll flag something if it's egregious. And nowadays, it's like the NFL refs are like snowflakes. If something easily offends them, the flag's out on the field because they didn't like it. That's just my take on it.
I can respect that. Guy's a second-generation ref, calling the NFL refs snowflakes. I respect that. Mm-hmm. I would also argue that a snowflake mentality is if one team doesn't have a good kicker, the other team can't have a good kicker. I hate that. Football is America's game for a reason. It has a place for everybody. You're 400 pounds, put you on offensive line. If you're a little guy, all right, we'll have you kick. There's a place for everybody in football, but not in California, who's supposed to be the most open place on earth, the most welcoming place on earth, not the kickers. How about positionism? Ever heard of it, California? I'm done with it.
I don't get it. So, like, you're on your own 20, and you're like, well, I would normally punt here, but I don't have a punter, so the other team just get it on their other 20?
I don't know. Do you just throw, like, a deep interception? Like, hey, however far we can throw this, they catch it, they get the ball there?
And I hate it.
I hate it.
And that's not football.
It's not football.
Yeah, you're not reffing football, by the way, pal. You're reffing a game that started as football that you have ruined over there. And by the way,
my football.
It's junior varsity. It's not sub-varsity.
Yeah,
sub-varsity sounds worse anyways.
Yeah, very worse.
What's up with California? Making people sound bad for if they're not on the varsity. You're a human. Oh, wow.
No disrespect to Mickey Mouse, but that is Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse doesn't deserve to be associated with that.
No.
It's worse than Mickey Mouse. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. And I don't buy into the fact that California is a terrible place. People say it a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't know if California knows that, but over here in America, a lot of people say California is a terrible place. Like, it's terrible. Nobody wants to go. I like California. Been there a lot of times. I enjoy it. Been to wine country. No big deal. I have a sophisticated palate. Mm-hmm. Okay, I did the legs thing, the twisty thing. I enjoy Los Angeles. I'll be there for November 9th for the Logan Paul KSI fight that DAZN's putting on. I enjoy the beach. I enjoy their vitamin laws. I enjoy a lot of things about California. But that right there, just taking a game, taking your own liberties and just changing the rules of it, that ain't my America.
Not mine either.
I mean, you want to talk about terrorists for the brand. You got an entire state.
Let's not even talk about fantasy football, just choosing not to put punters in there. Mm-hmm. Because potential terrorists, trying to eliminate a man off the field. Mm-hmm. But now in a state that has a lot of football players come out of it, by the way, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida, Texas, California. Bing. Those 5. That's where you're seeing a lot of football players come from. And now in California, they're not even playing football anymore. Not even playing football. I mean, what are we doing?
There's no